Assalamualaikum to Dr. Hafizah and my fellow friends. My name is Muhammad Heiqal Danial bin Muhammad AZZUANSHAH and I'm from area 1433B. Today, I would like to talk about the statistic COVID-19 in Malaysia. Before we go through, I have a lot of voice that I heard from the Malaysian people and most of them are very angry right now. In my point of view, I see that the government are not seriously handling this pandemic. Then, what's the government have done until the case rise quickly? So when we talk about the COVID-19, what's the meaning of COVID-19? Basically, the COVID-19 or the coronavirus is a kind of disease that can cause the illness in the people and also animals. This pandemic started in Wuhan, China on 2020, which the first case was reported there, and then it spread to the worldwide, including Malaysia. Therefore, on that time, this disease was similar with SARS-CoV, and during that time, there were no specific cure for this disease. The doctors and the scientists are clueless because this is the new disease and they struggle to find a cure, and they use all the medicinal resources that they have in order to save the patient from dying. And the result, there were 1,000 people died in China on that time due of this disease, and a lot of hospitals were overloaded with the patient that had infected with this disease. As of June 28, 2021, China had infected around 103,727 people and killed around 4,847 people in that country. I hope my audience, especially Malaysian people, to know that we are in the critical and must have awareness toward this pandemic COVID-19. Now, let me explain first about the symptom, risks, and ways to prevent from the COVID-19. First, about the symptoms. Generally, there are a few of symptoms we can notice if someone have a potential to have a COVID-19. The symptom that can occur to someone that may expose to the COVID-19, like the fever, dry cough, no appetite, shortness of breath, muscle or joint pains, and loss of sense, smell, or taste. This is the example of symptom that may occur to someone that may be exposed to the COVID-19. The critical parts, like shortness of breath, a few of their organs are not function and needs a ventilator, is a serious symptoms and they need to refer to the ICU. Now we are going to look about the risks of this disease. Everyone who are not vaccinated yet are easily exposed to the COVID-19. The virus can be spread person to person by the infected person droplets. When the infected people cough, sneeze, or exhale, the virus can spread and can land in the another person's nose or mouth and inhale into their lungs. Also, the virus also can land on surface or object for a while. It is possible for person to get infected from the virus when they touch and infect the surface and then touch their mouth, nose, or eyes. Lastly, if you just return travel from the high risk area, you may also have a high risk to get infected by this disease. So, everyone need to have awareness and do not be selfish, because with your stupid action, you may troublesome the other people. Next is about the prevention from this disease. I'm glad because right now we already have the vaccine as one of the way for us to prevent from the COVID-19. So the vaccine, it may useful, but it is not guaranteed that you will not infected again in the future. However, it may reduce the chance for you to get infected from the people that exposed to the COVID-19. The Pfizer from USA, the AstraZeneca from UK, and the Sinovac from China are the vaccines that available right now and currently used in Malaysia. However, you still need to follow the SOP in order to prevent from the COVID-19. The SOP have been mentioned is to keep your distance with people at least for 1 meters and wear your mask. The others like practice a good hygiene like wash and get shower after back from working or buying necessary things. And you need to stay at home if you don't have any urgent things. Now, we have known about the symptoms, risks, and ways to prevent. Now, we are going to look what to do if you suspect exposed to the COVID-19. If you suspect exposed to the COVID-19, the first thing that you need to do is make sure you make a swab test to check either you are infected or not. This is the one of way to detect the virus, either you have been diagnosed positive COVID-19 or not. The other method is RT-PCR RK. The other self method that you can do it yourself is like self quarantine about 2 weeks to see if there are symptoms that will appear, and then do not share your items or things that may be infected to other people, and do not make any physical contact with people around you. Once you are suspect to the COVID-19, make sure you stop making the physical touch or contact from meet your friends, family, or peoples around you about 2 weeks. It could expose the virus to transfer to the another person. And lastly, make sure you reverse back the people that you have met before this as a reference for the close contact. So, with the knowledge on what to do if you have been exposed to the COVID-19, let's see the statistic COVID-19 in Malaysia. You can see from the data for the past 6 days, from 29 June 2021 to 4 July 2021. The cases has reached 6,000 cases. Ridiculous! You can see the column below, how we start with 22 cases were reported on the first day of COVID-19 in Malaysia. Now, look, what happened? Are we supposed to be happy with the cases? For sure not. This shows the government is not seriously handling this COVID-19. They keep with their agenda, which want to keep the power. They want to run the country, still want to run the country. And for sure, for their politics sake, day by day, the SOP keep changing. It's so embarrassing. It makes us feel like idiot, you know, because of their stupid decision. At first, they make a total lockdown last year, or known as a RMCO. The result is positive. Case day by day decrease. We nearly to freedom from this pandemic. Yeah, I admit, I agree with them. But since after the Sabah election, everything changed. The cases going high until right now. So, they try to make again the RMCO 3.0 on 15 June 2021. But the cases keep rises. What's the causes? The causes is because they do not close the main sector, which is the factory. That the factory which the factor of case still going high. This is the mistake that we cannot accept it. One more is about the vaccination. The process of vaccination are very low. Until right now, the total of Malaysian people has been vaccinated still under 10%. And there are a lot of people who are still waiting for their first appointment for vaccination. We are tired stay at home from the last year until right now. We want to live like before this. So, I'm begging to the government, please, hear our voice. Do a right decision for our sake. Please, close the factory and then expand the vaccination centers to the whole states and increase the speed process of vaccination for the Malaysian people. At least we want to achieve at least for 80% that have been vaccinated. This is the only ways that we can reduce and decrease the cases of COVID-19. So, in a conclusion, firstly, stop doing stupid decisions that could troublesome us as a Malaysian people that want these cases reduced. We are totally tired. Follow the SOP every time as been ordered by the government before this. Stop being double standard with us. Even you are the minister, please follow the SOP. And please stop making us angry with your stupid action. And lastly, close the sector that lead to growth cases, which is the factory. This is the factor why we still cannot decrease the cases in Malaysia. I'm sorry because I have a little bit of emotional. I'm so sorry. That's all from me. Thank you.